everyone. I'm Justin,
And I'm Marcella.
and this is Sailor Manga, the podcast where we take a deep dive into the iconic Sailor Moon manga by Naoko Takeuchi and discuss it to our heart's content. Marcella, how's it going?
It's going very well. I have to apologise in advance because I am drinking rum. So if you can hear ice clinking,
Yeah, and
that's
I'm
me.
I'm drinking some red wine, so a little ASMR. There you go. Beautiful. Um, so before we get started on today's chapter, we have a segment on here that we call Moon News. So, Marcella, what's your Moon News for this week?
Oh, a massive fail. How bad is that?
Oh,
Well, I know. I don't know what. Well, actually, no, I do know what I've been doing because I was in hospital, wasn't I? So that's my
yeah, you were.
that's my excuse for not really doing much, except
And
sleeping.
that's understandable.
But I'm still waiting. I told you earlier, I'm still waiting for my Usagi nap blanket to
I can't
arrive.
believe it hasn't gotten there yet.
Me either. But when it does arrive, I'm going to post a picture of it to Twitter.
Yes, you've got to.
Yeah. And then Moon News. I've actually, and I don't know if this is cheating. I know you do it because you're the host and you're kind of reading ahead. But I've been reading some of the manga. I finished book one, so I was. So that's
Oh
kind of a bit of
shit.
Moon News. I mean, obviously,
Yeah.
I'd read it before, obviously. But
Well,
I
yeah,
was
of course.
I was doing I'm doing my second read through, and I picked it up the other day and ended up just reading through. So I'm going into this prepared for one.
I love it. I did read it this morning. I actually haven't gone ahead actually, but I did read the chapter we're about to go over this morning. So
Yeah, it's
I,
so
I'm
good.
I'm raring to go.
Me too. So what's your
Okay,
Moon News for you? Do you have any?
my moon news is my lovely co-host of this podcast, Marcella herself,
That's sweet.
gifted me with this beautiful Sailor Moon mug. It's like got like pictures of all the Sailor Scouts from the manga. It's like the manga drawings from Naoko Takeuchi in a mug form, and it's absolutely gorgeous. And it's currently what I'm drinking my wine out of. So thank you, Marcella. Cheers.
You're welcome. I wanted to get you something to say thank you for all your hard work.
I appreciate it. It's literally so great. Like I'm gonna be drinking everything out of it from now on. So
Yeah.
hope Alan's ready to see it all the time.
Yes, I'm sure he is.
For other moon news. Okay. So drum roll please.
Oh.
It is official. You actually did it. I have officially consumed every Sailor Moon anime property that there is in the world.
Wow. How do you feel?
I feel liberated. I feel explored. I feel cultured, dare I say.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
I finally watched the Chibiusa special,
Yes.
the Super S special, Chibiusa's what's it called? Day, Nightmare, Vampire bullshit, something like that. It's
Shout
about
out to Becky. She loves.
Shout out to Becky. You got your Chibiusa moment. You're welcome. Yeah, she explores a vampire in this special, and it's actually really cute.
Okay.
I really enjoyed it. And I is that all of my moon news for the week? I think it
Is it
might
a
be.
proper? Is it a proper vampire or is it like a sparkly Twilight?
Oh no, it's definitely no Edward. It's definitely a proper vampire, sort of, as proper as they can be in the Sailor Moon universe. Something's always
Yeah.
behind it, but
Yeah.
yeah, so super cute. Um,
Nice.
the last thing I want to mention before we officially get started is we've pre-recorded several episodes, like a handful of episodes, but this is the first official podcast that we're recording when our podcast is out in the world.
Are we famous now?
Not quite, but maybe in the future.
Well,
We'll
I
check
was
in later
actually
on that.
I went into my local shop the other day, and somebody, when I was speaking to the cashier, somebody stopped me and said,
Uh-huh.
"I recognise your voice." They didn't. Yeah, but I'm expecting that to happen at some stage.
Uh, yeah, I keep going up
Yeah.
and through the aisles at work and being like, "Do you recognize my voice when you ask me for help?" Yeah, I host Sailor Manga. I don't know if you've heard of it. No, but yeah.
You need to
So
get a badge that says "Ask me about Sailor Manga."
it's me about Sailor Moon. Yeah, or Sailor Manga, both of them. But yeah, so thank you to everyone who has listened to it and reached out and said good things about it. Truly
Yes,
appreciate
thank
it.
you. Thank you.
Please leave a rating, a review, and of course, you can write into our email, which is sailormangapodcast@gmail.com, or our Twitter, which is at sailormangapod, right, Marcella? That's right.
Yes, that's right. Perfect.
Okay, cool. All right, so today we are discussing Act 4 in the Sailor Moon manga, which is titled Masquerade Masked Ball. Once again,
Is it 4?
Marcella and I are reading from our Sailor Moon Eternal
Yeah.
editions. Yeah, it's 4.
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't have an extra guardian. This one's not named after our guardian, so we get a little break from meeting the teammates to have a little
Yeah.
ball, a little fun.
Yeah. We need a bit of
But yeah,
downtime.
downtime. But yes, if you want to read along, these are the Eternal Editions by Kodansha. I know you have the standards, right? But I do
Yes.
not.
I've been doing my rereads with the standards actually.
Cute.
Only because I want to keep my Eternal Editions as sort of mint looking as possible.
Right, yeah. I feel you there. All right, so starting with Act 4, the very first page we see is a sort of recap. So Luna is typing her beautiful little kitty paws on her computer at the command center, and she's basically going over the profile of everyone we've met so far. It's a beautiful color page. Everyone's in color. Everyone looks gorgeous. But there's a picture of Usagi and it says Sailor Moon, Usagi Tsukino. Her birthday is June 30th. She's a Cancer. Her blood type is O. She's 14 and she's a Juban Public Middle School student in the Minato ward. And then we have Ami, the picture of Ami, and it says, oh, and they all have their symbols.
Yeah.
Usagi's is like a little crescent moon. And then Mercury, Mars, you know the jazz.
Yeah.
So anyway, it says Sailor Mercury, Ami Mizuno, birthday September 10th. She's a Virgo, blood type A, also 14, and also goes to Juban Public Middle School in the Minato ward. But then we have Ray. She's Sailor Mars. Her birthday is April 17th, which makes her an Aries. Not my fave. Her blood type is AB. Mm-hmm.
Oh no, I was just going to say she struck me as being an Aries actually.
Oh really?
Mm.
Damn. She's also 14 and she goes to the TA Private Girls Academy. Very luxurious. And then lastly, we have Tuxedo Mask, also known as Mamoru Chiba. Birthday, unknown. Blood type, unknown. Age, 17 or 18. And then he goes to Moto Azabu Private High School. And then it says at the bottom, friend or foe, treat with extreme caution, followed by this little worried panel of Luna in color.
Yeah. Gorgeous.
So then we flip the page and we get the act header says Act 4, Masquerade Max Ball. And it's a beautiful like pink backlit drawing of Usagi in a beautiful dress and Mamoru's holding her. And then on the next page, it's just Sailor Moon winking at the reader.
Yeah, very cute. Very girly.
Very girly, very Usagi driven.
Yeah.
Okay, so we open and it shows us, that Luna is looking all of this up at the Crown Game Center, at her little command center that she's set up for herself.
I love that it's got her little laptop.
Yeah, where's her Madonna mic? Bring it back, Naoko. Bring it back. So then we go to the Sakino household, and Ikuko, Usagi's mom, is reading the newspaper once again, but who's the headline this time? Not Sailor V. It's Sailor Moon.
She's been usurped.
She's been usurped. Yeah. It says, mysterious Sendezaka disappearance is solved, followed by a picture of Sailor Moon. Beautiful. And Ikuko says, well, that Sailor Moon, she's done it again. A guardian of justice, I wonder who's behind the mask. She looks very young. It's your daughter, Ikuko. Yeah. It's your clumsy-ass daughter.
Heads up. I can't believe she doesn't recognize her. Come on.
I know. We love magic because it clouds everything, apparently.
Yeah, it does.
So anyway, Ikuko's flipping through the paper, and she sees another headline that says, Princess D, heir to the throne of D Kingdom, land of jewels.
What does the D stand for? I was thinking that earlier.
I think it stands for diamond. Because once we get later on, we find out what the jewel is. I think it stands for diamond.
Yeah, okay. Because I'm just thinking Princess D. It's just, if I were going to be a princess or a queen, I want my full name.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it says brings mythical royal treasure to Japan. So we've basically got a visiting princess that's going to be popping up soon. But Usagi is late again. You guessed it, because She's
Yeah.
screaming that it's 8:25, I'm late, and she's like, "Mom, my lunch." And she just whizzes past Ikuko in this stomp 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 panel. Very cute.
I love that she never learns. I'm
Oh
down
no,
with that.
and she really never will. You know what? We love
No,
consistency.
exactly.
So then we're treated with this drawing of Usagi, and she's got her lunch with like clovers on it, her little rabbit bag, her bunny bag, and she's like, Luna, full speed ahead. And look at Luna, her all of her feet are tucked underneath her, and she's winking. And I just think it's really funny. And then Usagi sees a police checkpoint, and she's like, What's with all the police checkpoints today? And then we get, of course, a classic Usagi monologue. And she says, I'm Usagi Tsukino, and I'm also the guardian of justice, Sailor Moon. Don't tell my mom. And then it says, but I'm not just a guardian of justice, you know. I have a ton of missions to complete, too. It's awful, really. And then we get this panel where she's like sort of recapping who she's seen and everything.
Yeah.
And it says, I have to beat up these mysterious enemies who aren't human, I guess, who keep threatening the Earth. And it kind of looks like a washed out version of Beryl, sort of.
It kind of does.
Or I guess
love
probably
the little,
Morga.
I love the little drawing for that, for the little villain
Yeah, it's like,
with the
yeah,
eyes.
it's really cute.
This kind of little possessed eyes.
Yeah. She says, and I have to track down my teammates, which is funny because underneath that is like what looks like, in my opinion, looks like Sailor V.
Sailor V. Yeah, I was going to say.
So that's interesting, but it has a little question mark above it. And then there's this mystical silver crystal. Nobody has a clue where it is, and I'm supposed to find it?
We keep hearing about this crystal.
I know. It's very sinister because we know Jadeite wanted it. Of course, he's 86 to now, thanks to Ray. And Luna keeps talking about it, so we don't really know what it's for. We still don't know any backstory on what's happening. But Usagi says, Luna says we have to find our princess and protect her. And then we're taken, of course, to Juban Middle School. And Usagi's like, good morning, wheeze wheeze, because she ran all the way there and she's out of breath. We love an unfit queen.
We do.
Relatable.
Oh yeah, completely.
So
I
Naru,
was out of breath just watching her running.
same. So Naru pops up and she says, "You're safe today, Usagi. Haruda's not here yet." So she's definitely late, but Haruda hasn't popped in. So Naru's telling her, so hey, you know all those police checks that they were doing today? And Usagi's like, yeah, what's going on? And Naru says, Princess D is here in Japan. She's the crown princess of D Kingdom, the world's biggest producer of jewels. So you already know Usagi's hooked because in the very first act, we learned that she'll do just about anything for a good jewel.
Oh, she will.
So Naru's explaining some more, and she says they're having a banquet for her at the embassy tonight. And you know the D Kingdom embassy, right? The one at Sendei's... I always mess up on this word. Sendezaka Shita. It's practically next door. And Usagi, all she hears is, ooh, a princess.
She just filters out the rest of, the jargon, and she's like...
Yep, she's a sponge. She heard jewels, and she heard princess, and that's what got filtered in.
Yeah.
So Naru's going on, and she says, so I guess Princess D is set to inherit some secret hidden treasure that's been in the royal family for generations. And they're going to reveal it to the world for the first time ever at the party tonight. It's a whole kingdom of jewels, and this is their special secret treasure. Can you even imagine it? I know I can't. And Luna, in the background of this panel, is just flipping through the newspaper furiously.
I wondered what she was doing. I couldn't make out what she was doing. She's
when I read it this morning...
She needs to know. She heard about the jewel.
Yeah. Well, when I read it this morning, I thought she was just beating on the table, like trying to get Usagi's attention.
I thought she was a photocopier. I've got no idea why. Absolutely no idea why.
But we see the newspaper that Luna's looking at, and it says, the mystery of the century solved tonight. Princess D, heir to the D Kingdom throne, comes to Japan with the world's greatest gem, the D Kingdom royal treasure. And then I love this detail of another little box that says Princess D shuns the media, so she's not talking.
No.
Princess D is keeping it under wraps, girl.
Yeah, I can respect that.
Yeah, same. So Naru goes over and pets Luna and says, oh, look at your kitty, Usagi. She's trying so hard to read the paper. So cute. And Luna's just like, So we cut to, I'm assuming, after school. And, yep, definitely after school, because we're at the Crown Game Center. And we see Ami and Ray. And Ami's like, Usagi, you're here. And Ray's like, you're late.
I love that not only is Usagi obviously late again, but I just love the differences between these two. So one of them's like completely happy to see her and Ray's
That you're late.
yeah.
Yeah, I love it too. That's why I had to read it that way
But Army's
because
Army's just so
I
cheery
know,
and
so happy. And then the look
welcoming.
on Ray's face, she's like, her
Yeah.
mouth is a circle, and she's like, "Bitch, you're late. Hop
Yeah,
to
she's
it,
like,
bitch."
I haven't got time for this.
Yeah. So Usagi's like, and then Luna's like, she got kept after class again for failing another test.
Ugh.
I know, the worst, ragging on our girl.
I know. Come on, Luna. You meant to be her confidant and
I know, and now you're telling her all her
sidekick.
secrets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You cover for your friends, no?
Exactly. And I think it's Ami? No, Ray says you really need to tutor her sometime, Ami. And
Yeah.
then we get this little monologue panel with the bunny, so you know it's Usagi monologuing again, and she says, "Let me introduce you." And we get Sailor Mercury and Sailor Mars panel. They look literally like goddesses. They look ethereal as shit in these drawings.
Yeah, they do. And like twins as well.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, with the bangs and the eye
Yeah.
shapes, everything's very similar.
The mouth, the
Um,
nose.
Naoko likes to keep it simple. Apparently, everyone looks alike. But Usagi says this is the girl genius from class 5, the super reliable Ami, aka Sailor Mercury, and this is a high class young lady, though she's scary when mad, the beautiful priestess Ray, aka Sailor Mars. I've already found 2 more guardians. So she's feeling her zhuzh a little bit. She's like, yeah, I've already found 2. Don't know how many are left, but I found them.
Yeah.
So, and I absolutely adore this panel of Ray because she's like flipping her hair back. She looks
Oh, I
super
know.
flippant and nonchalant, and she's just like, she is that bitch in this panel.
She
And
is.
she says, honestly, why should I have to be part of this Guardians of Justice nonsense? I'm a busy woman, you know. And then she
She's like,
she
yeah.
she
She's
keeps
like,
going, first of all, Luna, tell me about this princess we're supposed to find. Where is she? Wait, where is she the princess of? How are we supposed to recognize her? And furthermore, you're going to need to explain to me exactly who you are and where you came from, or I just can't help you. I fucking love Ray.
yeah. She's saying what
She
we've all
spells it
been
all out.
thinking.
Yeah,
Because
where the fuck?
we need to know this stuff.
Yeah, like where the fuck did you come from, Luna? Like, do you pop these pins out of your magical cat butthole, and that's how we got these magic pins that transform us into guardians? Like, what's going on? I
Yeah,
don't understand.
Luna needs to give more details. It's not good
I've said
enough.
it once, and I'll say it again. She needs to share with the class.
Exactly.
So then, this cute little panel of Luna, where she looks kind of meek, she's just like, well, I can't tell you yet. I don't think you'd
Oh,
believe me if I did.
that is such no. I'm sorry, Luna.
It's cat shit. That's what it is. It's
It's
cat
cat
shit.
shit.
And then Ray and Ami are looking at her like, bitch, is that really it?
Yeah, and I think they would believe that
And
at this
Luna's,
stage,
well, they would have
considering
to. Look,
all they've seen and
and
done.
considering the fact that Ray literally incinerated a man, like,
Yeah,
is anything going to be far-fetched?
she was like 420 blazer on his ass.
Was. That's definitely Ray's personality for sure. So then Luna says, as for the enemy, the short answer is, I don't know who they are. I didn't expect to find such a menace lurking in Tokyo. And Ami pops in and she says, but Luna, we're going to need a little more data. Can you tell us anything about the enemy or this mystical silver crystal? But she says, we're supposed to fight them. Isn't that why we became guardians? And Luna says, no, you became guardians to protect the princess. You are soldiers charged with keeping her safe. So we're getting a little bit of the backstory. So Luna tells them basically that they became guardians to protect this ethereal princess, not necessarily to fight evil.
Okay.
Or
So,
in this aspect, to fight evil if the princess is in harm, not inherently to fight evil.
yeah, okay. I mean, it's still not really good enough, but we'll take what we can
It's
get.
not good enough. So then who is talking in this panel? I'm gonna have to flip ahead. Oh, it's Luna. She says, I think the reason we haven't found her yet is that she's been placed under some kind of seal. A seal that
Oh,
protects her identity so no one can find her. And Ami's like, a seal? And then I think Ray says, why would that be necessary? And also, I just want to take a moment to talk about the fashion. You know, we got to have a fashion pause
Yeah,
because Ami and Ray are standing together in this panel, and Ami's in like the Juban middle uniform, but
yeah,
Ray is in her TA Girls Academy outfit, and it is fucking stellar.
yeah. I was going to say if I had to pick, if this were an episode of, well, not who wore it best because they're both wearing different outfits, but yeah, Ray wins.
Yeah, because it's similar to the Juban one a little bit. It's like still got the sailor collar and it's got a bow, even though the bow is wrapped a little differently. But it's got like it's more form fitting. It's not as loose as the Juban one, and it's got these cute little clasp buttons on the front.
Yeah, that double
And the
breasted.
yeah, double breasted, and like the skirt is not as long.
Yeah,
Or if it is as long, it's covered up by the suit jacket. Super fucking cute.
yeah.
Anyway, so then Luna says, because there's a high probability that the mystical silver crystal is with her, the crystal is a sacred stone with infinite power, which is why everyone is after it. But if it were used for evil, that would spell disaster. And we see these like crystals jutting out in this panel. Not necessarily the silver crystal, but it's interesting the way that it looks.
Yeah, I wonder if that's for a reason. I can't remember.
Yeah, I don't know why I did that cutaway, but it's interesting for sure.
It looks nice.
And Luna's saying, none of you have fully awakened as guardians yet. And we see that while Luna is doing this big explanation, Usagi's just playing video games.
Well, yeah. She's taking in the words that she needs to hear, I'm sure.
Yeah, she's like, I hear you. Just, I'm trying to be Sailor V right now. Luna continues with, when all the guardians have assembled and fully awakened to your roles, then the seal on the princess will break, and you will know everything. For now, that's all I can tell you. And Ray's like, awaken? But how? And Luna says, your memories. You have to remember. And Ray's like, remember? And then Luna's thinking to herself, especially you, Usagi. Very ominous. But Luna's thinking to herself, you were the first to become a guardian. We need you to be this team's leader, but you're the most unreliable of the three. Luna, take a chill pill. Quit talking that cat shit.
She's coming in hot with the shade.
Honestly. So Usagi's still playing video games. Luna does her favorite pastime of jumping on Usagi's head and says, oh, Usagi, here we're having an important conversation and you're glued to that game. And Usagi's like, wait, I almost got it. And then Luna says, get with the program. I just love that phrasing. Get with the fucking program, bitch. So then Motoki comes strutting in. Have we been officially, like, told his name yet? I don't think so.
I don't know if we have, unless we were told it in the very first act.
No, I know it wasn't the first act. It just introduced him as the game attendant.
Then no, we haven't.
But speaking of Motoki, spoiler alert, we're about to have some problematic issues with Motoki. But before that, he says, is it me or are there a lot of police out today? And then he rubs Usagi's head and says, hey, Usagi, you bring the prettiest girls around. And I think the police are out to come get you, Motoki, because all of these girls are underage.
I'm sorry to go Karen, but I'm going to need to speak to your manager.
Oh, shit. Yeah, like we haven't been told Motoki's age. Let's assume that he's the same age as Mamoru, so it's not
he's working,
as
though,
bad.
isn't
Let's
he?
say he's
working.
True, but we normally only see him working after school, so maybe it's like after school gig.
True.
I'm trying my best to give him the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, I'm trying to justify it for him. Okay, yeah, let's say he's Mamoru.
Let's say that. So then Usagi says, I'll tell you why the police are out. There's a princess at the D Kingdom Embassy. And then Luna's thinking to herself, Princess D and her royal treasure? It might be worth checking out. And then at the very bottom, Usagi thinking to herself, you're heavy, Luna. And then this is where I have the biggest problem with Motoki. He says, wow, a princess? A busty blonde, perhaps? And Motoki,
strong fuckboy
we're rooting
vibe.
for you. We were all rooting for you. Like, yeah. I can't with that. But we don't have to linger on that too long because Mr. Budinsky, Umino, pops in and he says, hey. Well, it's not easy to get a photo of Princess D, but guess who happens to have one?
Yeah, of course he would.
Oh, yeah, literally, if anyone's gonna be the lurking creep to have a picture that no one has, it's Umino.
Yeah.
And he shows us this picture, and this is a cute drawing of her, but she's got the same swirly glasses as Umino.
Nerd. nerd.
So, yep, that's the nerd alert. And
That's kind of how
Motoki,
I'm looking right now because I've got my glasses on.
I,
So
I've got
naturally,
some.
I have swirly eyes.
I've got some glasses on too. I've got some blue light blocking glasses because my eyes been bothering me.
Nice. Oh.
Yeah, so I'm wearing some glasses too. I need to go to the eye doctor. But anyway, that's not here there nor there. Motoki is saying, "What? That's Princess D? Wow. Hmm. She kind of looks like." And then Usagi says, "She kind of looks like you, Umino." Basically, just being like, "You're all nerds. Fuck you."
He's into her though, I think.
Yeah, oh yeah, he loves her. He's like, ta-da! Usagi says, it must be nice to be a princess. I bet at the party tonight, she'll get to wear the most beautiful dress, like something out of a dream. I want to go. I want to go. And I want to see that mythical royal treasure too. And then, even though we haven't met her yet, on the side, we're treated to a chibi drawing of Makoto. She looks so cute.
Yay! I'm cheering.
Yay,
My
love
girl.
her. So then Ray's looking back, looking beautiful as ever, says,
Yeah.
I wouldn't recommend it. I have a bad feeling about it. Nothing good can come from going to that party. And
Very
then,
wise.
we're shifted to the Dark Kingdom.
Uh-oh.
So we see Nephrite is looking in a crystal ball. Or is that Beryl? It's Beryl.
It's
Beryl is
Beryl.
looking in a crystal ball, and she sees the headline that says, Princess D, heir to the D Kingdom, comes to Japan, blah, blah, blah. And she says, the D Kingdom has a mythical royal treasure, eh? This calls for an investigation. And then we see Nephrite, and he's looking over Jadeite's crispy corpse, which is in like a see-through coffin.
Very Snow White-esque.
Very, yeah,
Wouldn't-
exactly. Snow White as hell.
Closed casket, surely.
Yeah, it should have been a closed, non-see-through casket because you can see his head, and it's like literally a skull with hair.
Yeah.
But Nephrite says, I haven't forgotten that you were one of us, Jadeite, one of the 4 heavenly kings. I, Nephrite, swear to you that I will find the mystical silver crystal and I will bring you back to life.
Mm.
And it's like, okay, calm down. A little passionate, but okay. And Beryl hears this and she's like, yes, Nephrite. With the power of the mystical silver crystal, we will restore Jadeite and revive our supreme ruler. Then our dark kingdom will reign over all Earth. And I just want to say shout out to Beryl's outfit again,
Yeah.
because we see the back of her dress this time
Yeah.
and all the ruffles at the bottom and her star belt. And it just looks so cool.
Yeah, she looks absolutely beautiful. Stunning.
Stunning. And then we
Just-
see her face kind of closed up for the first time. And she says, the mystical silver crystal, what does it look like? Can a stone really possess such tremendous power? And where can we find it? Just shout out to Beryl's face because I love like the jewels she wears on her forehead. It's very extravagant. I stan Beryl.
Oh, I do too. She's my favorite, you know. I mean, she's
Right.
yeah.
She's awesome.
She's awesome.
So then we cut to the Tsukino household and Usagi's announcing that she's home. And I love this so much because we get introduced to Sailor Moon's dad for the very, very first time.
Oh, Daddy Moon.
And she says, yeah, oh my God, Daddy Moon. If that's not the name of this podcast, we fucked up. Okay, anyway. So she says, aw, Daddy, what's going on? I hate saying daddy out loud. Anyway, why are you all dressed up? And he says, I'm on my way to the D Kingdom Embassy. My magazine's doing a story on the banquet tonight. So he is a magazine editor, publisher. He's in the magazine world of some sort.
Yeah. We don't need to
and
know
just
the
so the
internet.
people out there know, we don't. Just so the people out there know, his name is Kenji. This is Kenji Sakino, her dad. And he
AKA
looks-
Daddy Moon.
AKA Daddy Moon. That is hilarious. Oh God. But he's got a tux on. He looks super sharp in his glasses. But Usagi's like, what? So not fair. I want to go too. And then he's like, you can see it on the news later. Okay, bye. We see where he gets where Usagi gets her flippantness from. It's definitely from Kenji.
You'll catch it later, but okay.
You catch it later. Bye.
Thanks, Daddy.
Daddy Moon. And then he says, I'll enjoy it enough for the both of us. And then
How he
Devilish.
just doesn't give a shit. He just
He
doesn't,
doesn't
give a
give
shit.
two
He's
shits.
going and he's
But then Devilish Usagi is like, Luna. And Luna's like, sweat drops. She's like, oh God. And Usagi's like, we should go investigate too. And then this little bunny picture of the devil tail.
Yeah.
Gorge.
Mm-hmm.
So Usagi breaks out the transformation pen and she says, moon power, change me into a princess. And holy shit, this dress.
Yeah.
Like,
on.
It's beautifully I'm tongue tied clearly. It's got like this beautiful choker with like a flower, and it's like beaded with pearls around the breast area, but then it's ordained with more flowers, and she's got bows on her arms, like long gloves it looks like.
Mm.
And it's just, oh, it's gorgeous. Like
Did
lots of
she
ruffles, lots of layers.
did she use her moon power to give herself a little bit of breast augmentation as well? Because
It looks like it, doesn't it?
she's looking fuller chested in the shot.
Yeah, Motoki would be very happy about it, I guess.
He'd be, yeah, I was gonna say he'd be all over that. That's wrong.
Do you think that subconsciously she turned herself into the busty blonde? Oh
Yeah, maybe.
my god, connections.
Making connections.
So then we're treated at the embassy with this picture of Ray and Ami, who are dressed up as well. And Ray's like, ugh, why did I have to come? So they're all of them are scoping it out, not just Usagi for, the purpose of wearing a beautiful dress.
Yeah.
But Usagi's like, oh, a masquerade ball. So everyone's wearing masks. And Luna says there's no telling who's under all these masks.
As we know, if
And
you put a
then
mask on, nobody knows who you are.
nobody knows who you are. And it's a real identity crisis with these masks.
Yeah.
But Ami says, let's split up and look for Princess D. And Ray, they both turn around and Ray's like, Usagi. And Usagi's got the hard eyes. She loves this fairy tale looking ball. She's all
She
about
does.
it. She says, wow, I don't believe it. It's just like in a foreign film. And then Ray gets a sweat drop and she's like, I think we'll find the princess faster without her help. Like, damn, Ray.
Yeah, but she's right.
God, is she ever. So then Usagi's monologuing like, ooh, that looks so romantic, and I'm all dressed up too. I just want to dance, just for one song. And then who turns their head but Kenji? He's like, And then he sees Usagi and he says, she looks just like Usagi. So here's where I call bullshit on Kenji.
Oh,
This is
yeah.
where we would hit the bullshit button, okay?
Yeah.
Because she's not wearing a mask.
No.
It's just Usagi's face.
Yeah.
So the only logical explanation here is the fact that because she used the moon pen, it's magical, and that's why he can't recognize her.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. So he continues, and he says, I wonder if my little girl will be that beautiful when she grows up. Also, calm down. That's your daughter.
Yeah, and also, give her a little bit more credit. I mean,
Yeah.
being beautiful isn't.
Don't be a dick, Daddy Moon. Don't be a dick.
Yeah.
So, while Usagi's enjoying this beautiful time, nothing could go wrong, right? Except some bitch spills a drink on her dress. Just fully bumps into her and spills her entire drink on her dress. And Usagi's like, oh no, this is awful. It's drenched. And then she's running to the restroom. She drops something. And of course, who's lurking in the corner? But Mamoru.
Mm-hmm.
And he comes over, picks up what she dropped, and it's her handkerchief. And it says, Usagi Tsukino, class 2-1, and it has a bunny on it. And he's like, heh. So, if he didn't know it was Usagi before,
He knows now.
He knows now. So then we're cutting back to Usagi. She's like, she can't find the restroom. She doesn't know where Luna, Ami, or Ray are. And she's just wondering. And then she says, I finally get to be a princess, but it's not any fun when I'm all alone. And then she hears, Your Beautiful Highness. May I have this dance? And it's Mamoru.
Smooth.
And he just swings her into a dance and they start dancing together. It's very cute. And it should be noted here that he is wearing a mask and he is wearing a tuxedo, but he is not Tuxedo Mask right now.
No.
It's very, very confusing. But he looks like Tuxedo Mask, but he's not Tuxedo Mask. The only reason I bring this up is because I looked it up after I read it to see if there was like a difference, and it's like he's not Tuxedo Mask right now. So anyway, but she looks at him. She says Tuxedo Mask. That being said, and she's like, it can't be. How? And then she's like, I feel like I'm dreaming. And then she says out loud to him, which is honestly pretty brave of Usagi. She says, I was just thinking about how much I wanted to see you again.
Oh.
And she's looking up at him with these big doe eyes, and he says, and I you. The romance is heating up in Sailor Moon.
I know. I was just thinking, is it getting hot in here, or is it?
I know. She's gonna call him Daddy Moon.
I love the panel above as well, where you get to see the back of her dress.
Oh yeah, it's more beading, and it's like wrapped in a
Mm,
bow in the back. Yeah, it's gorge.
yeah,
Oh, I didn't mention earlier, she also has like the beading like pearls around her odongos. It's super cute.
very cute. Beaded bun head.
Beaded bun head. I love that. That's cute. So anyway, they're dancing, and Luna, the cockblock herself, runs up and she's like, Usagi. And Usagi's like, Luna. And then Tuxedo Mask just dips the fuck out. He
Do you know,
disappeared.
it's funny you should say cock block, because when I was having my reread of it, that's exactly what I thought.
Really?
Yeah, I thought Luna cock blocking.
It's true.
Yeah.
He literally disappears out
Yeah.
of nowhere. But Luna says, we found Princess D. She's inside. But Usagi's thinking about Tuxedo Mask. And she's like, I don't know why, but I feel so warm inside. It's like, yeah, because Luna just upended your date.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
anyway,
to be fair, Luna was doing work with the other girls.
yeah, and Usagi
What
was
they
like,
weren't
not
actually meant
working.
to be there, what they were actually meant to be there for.
Yeah, so can't be
But
too
anyway,
mad at her. But anyway,
no.
so inside we see Princess D, and Usagi says, "Well, Luna, do you sense anything?" She says, "No, nothing. I don't think she's the one. But the bigger question is, where's the treasure?" And this is just a panel of Princess D sitting on a throne of some sorts with her swirly glasses. Nothing too crazy.
Looking cute though.
And then we cut to the crowd and they're saying, I'm really looking forward to tonight's main event. They're actually going to show us the D Kingdom's mythical royal treasure. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity. I can't wait. So then this person is I guess Princess D's attendant, and he comes up to her and says,
Yeah.
Princess D, if you would get ready. And she says, and she waves her hand at him, flicks her wrist at him, says, yes, I know. Excuse me, you, interpreter. And she is talking to this gorgeous woman. I just want to take a second because this fashion, this fucking fashion, bitch. So the interpreter says, how may I be of service as Princess D? But then we see her full outfit, and she I can't even, I don't know where to begin. It kind of
Slaying
looks,
it.
yes, it's like this long blazer-esque jacket. It kind of resembles kind of like snakeskin pattern, kind of a little bit.
Yeah, it
And
does actually.
she's got like a top that like cuts right underneath her breasts. Her skin's showing a little bit, and then she's wearing a long skirt with the snakeskin pattern. She's got a necklace, like big jeweled necklace, and the belt matches the necklace with the jewels on it. And she's got a martini in her hand. And I love this woman. I love her.
Yeah. I mean, she's
I don't
clearly evil, but she
she's
looks
clearly evil,
amazing.
but I love her.
I'm
She
getting,
is
go
that
on.
bitch.
I'm getting really strong Alexis from Dynasty vibes.
Oh my God. Yes. Alexis Carrington. Isn't that her name?
Yes, I think so.
Oh, yeah. This is
But
Dynasty
Joan Collins.
up
Yeah.
and down. Oh, yeah, for
Mm.
sure. Anyway, I'll stop gushing about the fashion, but it's iconic. It's on page 149 in case anyone wants to look at it.
You
Um,
should.
so Princess D says, I don't really know my way around the embassy yet. Take me to my room. And then the interpreter is like, treasure, treasure, treasure. Is that all anyone cares about? Oh no, this is Princess D saying that. I apologize.
Oh, that's her. Yeah.
Because then Princess D says, maybe if I were prettier, then I would be the
Oh,
star instead of playing second fiddle to a rock.
but you are pretty.
You're gorgeous, Princess D. We love you.
Mm.
But the interpreter has other plans because her face gets monstered out and she says, you're right. I have no use for you.
I love that shot as well. I love the evil eyes that she gives the characters.
Yeah,
So
like
good.
instead of
So
having like actually drawn eyes, it's just blank. It looks so
yeah,
cool.
so effective.
Yeah. So then the interpreter turns into a dark shadow and she says, all I want is your treasure. And she seeps into Princess D's body. And I just want to say this monster technically does have a name. So I wanted to, inform the
Okay.
people. Technically, this is called Soul Shadow, and it is
Oh,
an extension of Nephrite. It's one of Nephrite's abilities. He can sort of
okay.
separate his shadow and lurk, but it took the form of a woman, whatever. So
Yeah.
this is Soul Shadow has now officially possessed Princess D. So, and then we see the beautiful snakeskin outfit on the floor, and
Just cast aside. That's a crime.
it breaks the heart. It really does. But anyway,
No, no
Princess D,
respect. No
no
respect
respect
for
for
fashion.
fashion. she runs out of the room and everyone's looking for her. Says, Princess D, are you ready to? And they just look at her and she's got this wicked look in her eyes and she's got her hands on the box. I guess that's what it looks like
Yeah.
of the treasure. And she's like, the mythical royal treasure is mine. Out of my way, move. And they're all like, Princess D? And I think they've also been possessed by her gaze because their eyes are kind of scratched out.
Yeah.
So then someone says, something's wrong with Her Highness. And then a scream. And then Princess D has gone mad. And Luna says, Usagi, something's wrong. Princess D took the treasure and ran out to the balcony. So, like a good hero, I almost said like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. I'm so sorry. It's just drilled into my head. Like a good hero, Usagi is there. She basically tackles Princess D and she says, snap out of it, you could hurt yourself. Princess D yanks herself away from Usagi and says, let go of me. And Usagi slips off the balcony.
Oh, God.
And Luna's
Look at
yelling
Luna.
after her. She's so worried. She's like, Usagi. And literally, Usagi is literally falling over the balcony. She's slipping. But someone grabs her hand.
Who is it?
And who is it? It's Tuxedo Mask. Now, this is actually Tuxedo Mask.
Yeah.
Because he has his cape.
He has the cape, yeah.
And he's got he still has his mask on, but yeah, this is actually Tuxedo Mask now. So he's grabbed her by her wrist, and he's like, struggling to pull her up. And on Usagi's other hand, her communicator goes off, and it's Ami who's yelling for her. Usagi's like, Ami!
Yeah, but busy right now.
A little bit busy, but not Usagi. Ami and Rei are looking at Princess D up on the balcony, and then they're like, look at her eyes. She's possessed by an evil spirit. No, by the enemy.
Oh, you get to do your last as well.
Okay, ready. Princess D says, there we go.
Love it.
And she says, now you will be our slaves. Open the way before me. All who oppose us will be made living sacrifices to our supreme ruler. So even though Ami and Rei are like on top of the balcony, they're looking at Princess D instead of, I don't know, helping Tuxedo Mask pull Usagi up from the balcony.
Yeah.
That's a choice. But anyway, so back to Tuxedo Mask and Usagi. He's struggling and he says, I can't hold on. And Luna's yelling, the pen, Usagi. And she's like, pen? So I guess she clicks the pen, the transformation pen. And as Tuxedo Mask and Usagi are falling off of the balcony, the pen transforms into a beautiful, beautiful umbrella.
Gorgeous.
And it opens up. Yeah, I love this panel of them like falling with the umbrella because you see all the details on the umbrella, the moons, the stars on it. It's beautiful.
Just very Mary Poppins.
Very Mary Poppins. And they float down to the bottom and, they're safe. And Tuxedo Mask looks over and says, you rescued me. You have my thanks. And then he runs off again. And she's like, Tuxedo Mask.
That's a cool picture of him running away, though.
Oh, yeah. Very action sequence. I love it. So she's thinking to herself, Usagi says, don't thank me. You're the one who's always coming to my rescue. Every time. And so she touches her brooch and she's like, you know what, bitch? It's time to transform. So she says, Moon Prism Power, make up. And I want to note this again. She has her mask. She has her mask this time. But she realizes, I don't have my tiara.
Oh, no.
And she says, darn it, I lost it in that last battle. It was still around that guy when he burned up, aka Jadeite. And we get, to see his burning corpse again. Love to see that.
Yeah.
More nightmare fuel for you horror fans out there.
It is, it's pretty horrific drawing. I love it.
Yeah. So while Usagi is freshly transformed, she's like, oh, what's happening? I feel so warm. It's just like when I was holding hands with Tuxedo Mask. And I guess just this warm sensation, this desire, makes a tiara appear on her forehead. She has a new tiara now. The power of love.
Oh, it's a curious thing.
It is a curious thing. So then Ami and Rei turn their necks, and they're already turned into Mars and Mercury, and they're like, Usagi, what took you so long? They're like, bitch, come on. So then this is what I was saying about Soul Shadow being Nephrite, because then in the next panel, we see a possessed Princess D, but behind her is like this caricature of Nephrite.
Yeah.
and the what do you call them? The ongoers at the masquerade, the attendants of the ball,
Yeah.
are being sucked
The other
into the
guests.
darkness. There's a swirling darkness now. Yeah, the other guests. Thank you. And one of them is, of course, Usagi's dad, Daddy
Daddy
Moon.
Moon.
And then we get Nephrite speaking through Princess D, or through the apparition behind Princess D. And he
Yeah.
says, I am Nephrite. Or I, Nephrite, now claim this secret treasure for our supreme ruler, and these people will be living sacrifices to her.
Oh,
But
God.
then we get a stamp on a beautiful heel from Sailor Mars, and she says, Evil spirit, be gone. But sorry, sis, this ain't Jadeite. It doesn't work.
Yeah.
And then, of course,
He's already an apparition. He's shadow, and you can't.
he's already begone. So,
Yeah.
and he says, and then take a shot every time Mamoru / Tuxedo Mask comes in the panel and then dips out the panel, because you'd be
Yeah.
at least 3 shots in by now, because he pops back up again. And he
Yeah,
says, Sailor
he's-
Moon, the only way to banish darkness is with an even greater light. And she's like, Tuxedo Mask.
She's always so
why did you-
surprised to see him.
Literally. But it's ridiculous. I just can't. It's just, I don't understand why he ran away to come back.
And it was quite dramatic running away as well.
Right. It wasn't like,
he bounced.
yeah, it wasn't like he's slinked behind a tree and was like, okay, I'm gonna have my 5-minute break for a second. Like,
Quick
he
cigarette.
ran. Yeah, quick cigarette. Puff, 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 puff for the ladies out there. But then Luna says, Usagi, use your new tiara to reflect the moonlight, pointed at Princess D. And then we get a classic Sailor Moon monologue, and she says, how dare you possess a princess, you shameless monster. In the name of the moon, I, Sailor Moon, will punish you. And she touches her tiara and she says, Moon, Twilight, Flash.
Nice.
And it fries the fuck out of the apparition, out of Soul Shadow.
It does.
It's gone. And then back at the Dark Kingdom, we just cut to Nephrite for a quick second. And he's like, destroyed? You dare dispel my shadow, Sailor Moon? So he's been thwarted.
He has. He's what the fuck moment as well.
Yeah.
Did not see that coming.
Not at all. So then we cut to the guests, and everyone's waking up, flustered, doesn't know what's going on. Princess D wakes up, and her glasses fall off, and we got this beautiful panel of Mercury, Moon, and Mars saying, Princess D? And she's gorgeous. We get to see what she really looks like. She's absolutely stunning.
She's had a glow up.
Yeah. And she's like, me? What have I been? And she's literally gorgeous. I love this picture of her. It's very flowy, very, I don't know. It just looks like a pastel background, even though I know it's in black and white. It just looks very cute. And then she puts her glasses back on.
And gorgeous before and after, though, of course.
Yeah, we stan beauty, but not beauty standards.
Yes.
So she puts the glasses back on. She says, my glasses, where are my glasses? I can't see a thing without them. And it's like, okay, Velma Dinkley from Scooby-Doo, calm down.
Very Scooby-Doo.
So then we cut away to this panel of the girls talking. They're like, so you don't suppose Umino? And it shows Umino with glasses and then a cute guy taking off Umino's glasses. And they're like, could Umino be hot? And they're like, no way. No way. But I kind of like the idea that Umino's like secretly a hunk underneath his glasses. So then the party goers are talking, and they're like, it's such a relief to see the party's back to normal. The music is flowing again. I'm sure Princess D was just tired, just chalk it up to being tired.
Yeah.
And then the host of the event, we'll call him the host, says, ladies and gentlemen, Princess D proudly presents the world's ultimate mythical treasure. Behold, the royal family gemstone. And the box opens, and weighing it at 2,000 carats of solid diamond, a statue of the first princess of D Kingdom.
How the box looks really small, and I swear she was holding it in her hands. So how on earth
is it that big?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's absolutely insane. There's no way, even if it was laying sideways in the box, I don't think it would have fit.
It wouldn't. It's like a TARDIS.
Because earlier in the panel, it was like tucked under her arm, but this statue was like the size of her torso to the top of her head. So, proportions in Sailor Moon, just like coincidences, you just go with them.
Just go with it. It's not important.
Just go with it. No. So then Mars is like, I don't think And Ami's like, that's not what we're looking for, is it? And they all have sweat drops with Luna. Keeping in mind, they're still transformed, just chilling at
Yeah.
this party.
Yeah.
But Mercury says, "Oh, where's Usagi?" And Usagi is just, parading the party. She says, "Whew, I'm wiped out. I need something to drink." And this underage 14-year-old girl grabs a glass, a martini glass, and just gulps it.
Yeah.
Teen drinking. We love it. So she's like,
We
"Ooh,
all did it,
you know what? I didn't."
didn't you?
No, I didn't have my first sip of alcohol till I was 19. I mean, I know that's underage, but I mean,
Do you know
allegedly,
in the
19.
because you have to be 21 to drink in the US,
US,
don't you?
yeah.
But it's
Hmm.
18 in the UK.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
we all
see, I didn't know
start.
that.
We all start at a younger age, though. We all, get primed at age 11 onwards. No,
Prime
not really.
11.
No,
Oh
I'm
my
joking.
god.
Well,
I
maybe
was
some
like,
people do.
I was like, damn, throw down, Marcella. Okay, shit.
No, no. I think I had my first drink when I was 13, maybe 14. So yeah, I ate
Love
Usagi.
a rebel. Yeah,
It
you are
wasn't just
Usagi.
me. It wasn't
Oh
just
no, I
me.
know, I know, I know. I'm just giving you
I
a
wasn't
hard
like
time.
hanging out with a bottle in a brown bag.
outside of class, just like, hey, Mr. Moore, what's up?
Yeah, I
But
don't want to give the wrong impression. But
no, no,
anyway,
no. So Usagi's like, hey, this is pretty good stuff. So she's already drunk.
yeah,
And she's like, oh,
too late.
sorry. And she bumps into somebody. Take another shot, ladies, because it's Mamoru.
He's back. Yeah,
He's back
he's back.
again. And he's just like, huh? Because she's like cuddling up to him. And he's thinking back to when she was like, I was just thinking about how much I wanted to see you again. And
Oh,
so he takes her out to a little bit of the landing, sets her down, and he's looking at her. She's basically asleep, and this is low key problematic. He kisses her.
yeah.
It's a little weird. It's a little weird,
That was a
you
little
know.
weird.
And since
Maybe back
he's
in the
asleep,
90s, in the
it
90s
was
it was probably
okay.
considered romantic.
Yeah, I
But
guess so.
uh,
So I guess this is him talking. He says, "Oh, this feeling, it's so familiar. Like I felt it somewhere before. So soft and warm. I felt this many times before. Those
I bet
sweet lips on mine."
I bet you have.
And Luna, completely breaking her confidentiality as a talking cat, is like, "Get away from Usagi." And she's like,
Bad.
"Tuxedo Mask, who are you? Why do we keep running into you?" And he's just accepted that she's a talking cat, no big deal.
Yeah.
And he says, "Because I too am searching for the mystical silver crystal." And he like pets Sailor Moon's face.
Yeah.
Which also, I want to point this out. She's still Sailor Moon when he kisses her. And instead of saying, "Oh, Sailor Moon," Luna says Usagi. So any chances of her cover is blown.
I mean, he kind of knew anyway, but Luna's
Yeah, he
just
knew
sealed the
because of the
deal.
handkerchief for sure.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
also, like, thanks, Luna. Thanks for holding it down.
yeah.
So,
Luna needs to go back to undercover school.
yeah, she does. So she says, "Are you with us or against us?" And he says, "Good question. I don't know. We're after
Oh.
the same thing. So maybe I'm against you." And Luna just hears this echo in her head, and we get this beautiful drawing of Mamoru or Tuxedo Mask, whatever. And I just love this drawing of him. It's one of the first
Mm,
like full flesh front drawings we get of him. It's really pretty.
yeah.
And so she just keeps thinking, maybe I'm against you. So maybe he is against us. We don't know. But cut to some unknown place in the city where a storm is brewing. It's starting to storm over Tokyo.
Yay.
And I know you're excited. So we see Tokyo Tower in the distance as lightning is crackling and thunder is rumbling. And we
Oh,
see this girl who looks like she's in a school outfit and she's, sheltering her face from the storm. And then we see her in this panel, her hair's kind of tied back in a ponytail. And she says, "I see the storm has arrived." And that's
yes.
how we end the act with this
Oh,
mysterious girl. Who could she be?
who is she? I love her.
I
I'm so
know.
excited for the next chapter.
I know you are. I know you are. So yeah, that brings us to the end of the act. As always, Marcella, what was your favorite part?
We've literally just done it. It's got to be the introduction to my girl.
The introduction to a now nameless Makoto Kino.
Yeah, I just, yeah, my heart is happy that she is here finally.
Yeah.
And then other parts, Gosh, I'm just having a little flick through. I mean, obviously,
Hmm.
Beryl again. Any sort of tease that we get of Queen Beryl, I just adore.
Right. Yeah. Gotta love Beryl.
Yeah, particularly when she was just looking so amazing. And then
Mhm.
I think that the Daddy Moon bits as well, just because I liked his kind of casual off the cuff remark about,
Yeah.
she's desperate to go, and he's like, "Oh, you'll catch it on TV. Bye. I'm gonna have fun." That just
Yeah, I
tickled
love
me.
that it gives us another layer of like who Usagi is because that's like we haven't really seen Ikuko sort of she's been sort of the antithesis of Usagi so far, and it's nice to see that
Yeah,
like Usagi does get it honest. She gets it from somewhere.
yeah.
So it's nice to see that.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I think they were my kind of my
Yeah.
three little standouts. What about you?
Okay, so my favorite parts. One of my overall favorite parts is just the fact that we got a sort of chapter with the Sailor Scout, or I said Sailor Scouts, that 90s dub's coming back in. The Sailor Guardians, and not having to introduce anybody. Like, don't
Yeah.
get me wrong, I love the introductory chapters, but it's nice to see the Guardians sort of settle into their roles and have like a plot that's sort of separate.
Yes.
So that was my favorite part. But I hate to be this person to double down, but the fashion, this chapter was fashion forward.
Yeah,
Like, oh my
definitely.
God, like Usagi's princess dress, the interpreter snakeskin suit.
That was the best one for me.
Oh yeah, that's definitely my favorite is the snakeskin suit. Like it's
Yeah.
fucking gorgeous. And even Princess D's dress is really pretty. And
Yeah,
even I know this isn't technically fashion, but it's an accessory, so I'm gonna count it. But the umbrella. The umbrella is so ornate and beautiful.
it is.
When the transformation pin turns into the umbrella, it's so
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and do my least favorite parts. Motoki. I'm sorry, Motoki. I love you so
Yeah,
much, but you were such a problem in this chapter,
he
and I need
was.
you to repent. Douse yourself in water and repent, as Sailor Mercury would say.
Yeah,
Ugh.
no, I agree. He does. He does need to. He went down in my estimations.
Yeah. So Usagi, don't have a crush on him. So
No, there are better men out there than these.
are better men out there, and honestly,
Yeah.
Tuxedo Mask kissing her while she's like asleep is not the best either.
It's not the best.
But 90s romance is different.
It is. Yeah.
All right, guys.
People got away with a lot more in the 90s.
Oh, hell yeah. You kidding me? As a child of the 90s, for sure. Got
Mm.
away with a lot of shit. So, all right, guys, that brings us to the end of this episode. Hope you enjoyed Act 4, Masquerade Mass Ball. Next time, we will be reading Act 5, Marcella, Makoto Sailor Jupiter.
Yay!
But if you enjoyed this podcast, you can find me on the internet at JustinGray22 across Twitter, YouTube, and what's that other site I do? Instagram. That's it. You can find me there on all three sites.
And you can give us a follow on Twitter at Sailor Manga Pod. Please follow us and please
Yes,
comment.
please follow us. Tell us
Reach
how
out
you're
to
liking the
us.
podcast.
Yeah,
And if you want to send us an email that we could potentially read in future podcasts, you can email us at sailormangapodcast@gmail.com. And please leave us a line. We want to hear from the audience. We really do.
we do, definitely. It would be great to get some feedback to see what
It
people
would. It would.
think, and yeah,
And
some
if you're
nice
listening,
constructive.
some constructive criticism would be
Yeah,
great. And whatever platform you're listening to this on, whether it's Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, leave us a review. We'd love to see
yeah,
a review or two out there.
we would. Please leave. Please leave a review. Not please
All right,
leave.
but
Please leave a
please
review.
leave. But
That's how
anyway,
it's the rum.
it's you know what? We'll chalk it up to our cheers today. But I think that's all we got. Thank you again for listening to Sailor Manga. And in the name of the moon,
We'll be back soon.
bye guys.
Bye.
All right. Let me do my routine. Let me get loosey goosey. Testing 1 2, testing 1 2. Okay.
Yes.
Not us being legit podcasters. Oh, I love it.